It was Sunday the 25th of September, 1938. The director of the British Museum was on his evening rounds. Everything seemed to be in order, but unknown to him, a disturbing incident had been taking place right beneath his feet. In the basement, some of the museum's sculptures were in the process of being cleaned. But they were being cleaned with copper chisels and carborundum. To make matters worse, the objects in question were some of the museum's most prized possessions, the Elgin Marbles. The Elgin Marbles were a set of ancient Greek sculptures that had once adorned the Parthenon in Athens, and they were widely seen as the bedrock of Western art. Like many ancient sculptures, the Elgin Marbles were once painted in rich colours, which over the millennia had washed away. Yet at one point, we became convinced that these sculptures had always been white, and now they were being made whiter than they had ever been before. The museum's director immediately put a stop to the cleaning and instituted an inquiry. The culprit was one Joseph Devine, a rich and powerful art dealer who had donated money for a new gallery to house the marbles, but had asked for something in return. Joseph Devine thought the Elgin Marbles were, quite frankly, the wrong colour. They were too brown, and like the rest of antiquity, they were supposed to be white. Devine persuaded museum staff to whiten the Elgin Marbles, and evidence of their handiwork can still be seen today. So this is Helios, the sun chariot, and it's one of the objects that the director of the museum saw being cleaned that night in 1938. And you can see very clearly the effect of that cleaning. So on the right, this is before the cleaning. It's dark, it's brown, it's sooty, it's shiny. And here on the left, this is after the cleaning. It's matte in texture, it's colourless, and it's white. Back in the 1930s, Joseph Devine's cleaning job caused a scandal.
It has been said that the British Museum trustees of the day lost control of their museum, and in a sense that's true. The museum was unduly influenced by the strength of the personality of Devine, and the practice of scraping the surface of the sculptures was not approved. That's the important thing to get across. It was not an approved action. We must get this into proportion. The surface removal, we're talking of a fraction of a millimetre, and of course it wasn't every sculpture that was cleaned. It probably doesn't much affect the moral question if we try to mitigate what was done. I don't want to defend it. What would be the point? It was 70 years ago, I wasn't alive, and everybody who was involved then is dead. But there was already a history to the surface of the sculptures, and it is part of that history that we add another chapter.
The debate over the cleaning will no doubt go on, but in our story of white, there's a more intriguing issue at stake. So, the big questions for me are these. Why was Devine so desperate for these sculptures to be white? Even go to the lengths of damaging these sculptures to make them whiter? And why, when all the evidence points the other way, when we know that the ancient Greeks covered their sculptures in colour, do most of us still think, secretly, that they should be white? In my mind, one man is above all responsible for the whitewashing of antiquity.